folks, thank you for joining me for today's video. In March 2022, Addison Public Library is hosting a Makerspace series of programs. Part of that Makerspace series is our Meet the Maker videos, where you get to meet several women in the Chicago area, and you get to learn about their maker and STEAM skills and how they use those skills for a job or a career. But for today's video, we wanted to show you how crafting can have a purpose. So for today's craft, we're calling it a Craftivism project, which means crafting plus activism. And we are making recycled paper mixed with Wildflower seed tags. We had a limited number of kits available for pickup in the Creative Studio. Inside that kit includes a 3D printed B-shaped cookie cutter. We 3D printed these here in the library in our Creative Studio. Some wax paper, a bag of wildflower seeds, and these seeds are from plants that are native to the Midwest and Great Lakes area. So these will be relatively easy to grow, and the purpose for these seeds is so that we can plant native plants here in Illinois that will help promote our pollinators and bee population. The other thing included in the kit and why we chose this craft is shredded paper. And the reason we chose shredded paper is because your standard recycling center usually can't recycle these properly, and the shredded paper ends up in the landfill. So if you have shredded paper at home and you put it in your standard bin and set it out on the curb, a lot of the times it doesn't get recycled or reused. You have to either bring your shredded paper to a special shredded paper recycling event, or find other ways to upcycle and reuse it. And one great way to do that is to use it to make your own paper crafts. So today we're going to show you how to take that shredded paper and turn it into your own form of recycled paper. Not included in the kit that you'll need at home is a blender, a bowl, some hot water, either from the tap or boiled or microwaved, and you want some sort of rag or paper towel, and if you have one, a strainer. So this is everything that you need, and now it's time for me to show you how to upcycle your shredded paper and mix it with the seed tags so you can one day plant them and promote our bee population. Let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is soak our shredded paper. So you're going to need a bowl and hot water. You're going to take your bag of shredded paper and place it in your bowl. And then you're going to take your hot water. I'm just using hot water from the tap. And you're going to pour it into your bowl. And you just want enough water to soak your paper. You don't need to make it to have too much water where they're floating. So that is good. And we need to let this soak for an hour. So the shredded paper has been soaking for an hour. If you have a lot of water, you want to drain it a little bit. But next step is to take our soaked shredded paper with some of that water and dump it into a blender. And we're going to blend this together to make a paste. So my soaked shredded paper with some of that water is in my blender. I'm going to put the cap on. I have my blender plugged in, and this type of blender, we put this in upside down and push. So I have my blended paste. There is still some extra water in here. So what we want to do is strain this and kind of get all that extra water out. You're going to need your bowl again, and if you have a strainer, that helps. I don't have one today, so I'm going to use a rag. You can either use a cloth rag or a paper towel. If you do use like a paper towel, you just want to be careful that you don't rip it. And you are going to dump your paste into the rag above that bowl. And what you're going to do is you are going to squeeze out that extra water into your bowl. So that has removed a lot of that moisture. The water, you can either pour it down the drain, or to be eco-friendly, you can use it to water your plants. So I'm gonna go and empty my bowl again. And our next step is to take our dried paste and mix it with seeds. So my paste is in a bowl. I've removed a lot of that moisture. And so next I'm going to mix in my seeds. If you got one of our craft kits, you received some seeds that are native to the Great Lakes and Midwest area. There are a lot of coneflower type seeds in here and a few others. So you're gonna take your little bag of seeds and you're going to pour it into your bowl, and we're gonna mix the seeds with our paste. And so there we have mixed in the seeds. You can, if you want, embellish your paste with dried flower petals or food coloring so that it's not this dark gray. But once you have your seeds mixed in, you are ready to fill your B-shaped cookie cutter to create that seed tag. So you want to have the wax paper, and if you got one of our craft kits, it includes wax paper and a B-shaped cookie cutter. You're gonna take your paste and you're gonna push it into your cookie cutter. And it doesn't need to be a lot, you know, you don't want your seed tag to be too thick, but you do want to fill in the entire cookie cutter. So you want to make sure you push it all the way into the edges. And so our B-shaped cookie cutter is filled in with our seed paste. What we want to do is push it down with a rag or a paper towel to even it out and get any last moisture out. So I was able to make 3 with the supplies of shredded paper and seeds that I had in my kit. So I'm gonna let these dry. It will take a couple hours. Once they're dry, they're pretty much done. After they dry, you should have some finished B-shaped wildflower seed tags. And so what you can do with these is you can give them as party favors, or you can hole punch them and tie a ribbon on them and use them as gift tags for any upcoming holiday or birthday gift. You can also decorate them by coloring them with colored pencils or watercolors. And once you're done using them, you can bury them in the ground, and they will grow into native wildflowers that promote our bee population here in Illinois. We hope you find this craft useful and educational, and that inspires you to do other craftivism projects of your own. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel or check out our newsletter for more programs and crafts from Addison Public Library. Thank you and have a nice day.